Hey guys, midweek, third week of June 2023. What do we have going on energetically? What do you need to know about the energy that's playing out over this next couple of days? Well, number one, it's probably going to be very emotional. There could be some massive outpourings of emotions going on, but ultimately, this is a very healing energy, and universe is seeking to help us finally release some emotional burdens that perhaps we've been carrying for long periods of time that have been blocking our light or stifling our joy or, diminishing our internal flame. The universe is trying to bring us back to life, and there are some things that need to go, and we may just be kind of in our feelings about it this week. Expect people to be generally very emotional. We also have Venus and the Black Moon coming into an exact alignment today in the sign of Leo. This is both sides of the feminine coming into alignment, seeking some type of internalized balance, inner harmony, maybe reevaluating our relationships and our values, priorities, what it is that we want as a result of this sort of internalized drive towards creating a more harmonious inner state. And there's also another major element of healing that is coming through in the context of this Venus Black Moon alignment, because it also happens to be in an exact trine to Chiron and Aries. So there could be some childhood wounds that really hurt us on a very deep heart-based emotional level that have impacted our relationship dynamics throughout the course of our lives, that are undergoing some type of healing as we release and detach maybe some type of deep psychic or emotional complex that has just not been serving us. This is what the energy is bringing this week, you guys. Let's get into this energy. Let's look at how things are unfolding for us over this next couple of days and what perhaps we can anticipate in our journey through life. Welcome back to my channel, you guys. Today is Wednesday, June 28th, 2023. My name is Aubrey. This is your astrological outlook of the day, where we are narrating the shift of the ages on this channel. We look at the energy as it's coming through on a day-to-day basis, but we do so in the context of this grand unfolding cosmic blueprint that at this current point in time is transitioning us into the age of Aquarius. So it's how are the transits and the activations that are taking place now actually affecting greater change that will ultimately come to be perceived as this transition into the age of Aquarius, or rather the age of Aquarius, because the transition will have already happened. So that's what we're doing. That's where we're at. Today we're talking about the 28th of June. We're also going to look at the 29th of June. Deep reservoirs, you guys, of emotional energy rising to the surface, coming to the surface, seeping out, seeking expression. We've got the South Node too, which this is a very South Node past oriented energy, but it's more so in the context of what we're moving on from, what we're moving away from, what we're finally detaching ourselves from, the habits and the addictions and the enmeshments that we're breaking spontaneously, even perhaps in this energy as well. We've had a Mars-Uranus square going on the past couple days. This energy can cause us to make some sudden, spontaneous, unexpected changes, lasting change too, when we're talking about it happening in the sign of Taurus. But anyways, that's in the past. Let's talk about what we have going on today. This is just a very emotional energy, and I was talking about it, if you guys saw my Monday video, the overall what we have kind of going on generally this week, as well as the energy for Monday and Tuesday. I was talking about this grand trine in water that we have playing out that is just sweeping through, washing through. It is cleansing, it is purifying. It has a lot to do with things that have been affecting us on a soul level, burdens that we've been carrying for long periods of time that have been, like I said in my intro, blocking our light, or blocking our life force, or blocking our ability to engage with joy and stuff like that in our experiences. So universe is really trying to bring us back to life, is trying to help us to cleanse and purify sort of our emotional body. It's happening on a very soul level. We have this grand trine in water playing out. Now today is the major day of this trine. The sun will come into exact trine with Saturn tomorrow in Cancer and Pisces, and this will just be not a grand trine, just a standard trine aspect between two planets at the same degrees of two different signs in the same element. Okay, we're talking about Pisces and we're talking about Cancer. Whenever we're talking about a trine aspect, this is a positive aspect that is happening between planets in the same element. So, you know, if there's planets in fire signs at the same degree, we got a fire sign trine going on. And, you know, we happen to be dealing with water right now. The sun will be at 8 degrees of Cancer tomorrow. Saturn has been retrograding at 8 degrees of Pisces. So this will be a water sign trine between Saturn and the sun that we are dealing with tomorrow. And I will let you know, I'm going to be talking about this as we move through the report, but this period of time right now, while on one hand there is a major dimension of like what we need to release, let go of, move on from, you know, thinking about the past, like it's in the context of the future, there's also a very strong manifestation energy helping us to work towards our goals in a way that is very supportive for doing things right, fixing problems, making adjustments that actually like help whatever we're working on to be more long lasting, to be more successful, to be more enduring and stuff like that. So while we have energy coming through this week, you know, that is definitely all about what we're moving on from, what we're leaving behind, there's also a need to keep our future focus and to stay oriented towards what it is that we want to build for the future. We're not losing hope in this situation. And, you know, before I get into the specifics of this grand trine, I also want to say that on Wednesday, when this trine is so supremely activated by the presence of the moon, that's what's really like turning up the faucet, I guess, as we're talking about water energy in terms of this grand trine, is the moon ruling the sign of Cancer, where Mercury and the sun currently are, you know, holding out one leg of our trine, and will align to the south node in Scorpio. You know, the moon rules Cancer. The moon is also about our emotions. The moon itself ruling the position of Mercury and the sun, going to be coming to line with the south node. The south node, this is the past. This is karma. These are the generational cycles that we're breaking. These are the karmic loops that we are escaping from right now. These are generally just the things that have been blocking our growth or blocking our potential, or that we've been surrendering power to, or that have been keeping us trapped in a state of fear or something. Like, this is what we are. It's represented also, I always talk about this karmic detox that has been represented by the nodal transits, or the transits of the nodes this past cycle through Taurus and Scorpio. North node Taurus, south node Scorpio. This is a karmic detox process. We are getting very close to the end of this process, and with the moon lining up with the south node, again, ruling the position of Mercury, ruling the position of sun in the sign of Cancer, soul release, okay, from the things from the past that have not been nurturing us, that have been blocking our light, that have been keeping us, stealing our power, or keeping us in states of victimhood. There's a major energetic push right now, a major universal push right now to help us all collectively on some level overcome something that has been keeping us trapped, again, like in some type of state of victimhood or victim complex. Being able to do that, being able to overcome, being able to, you know, rise out of difficulties and to begin to see, you know, some of the more difficult things that have happened to us as actually like a stepping stone to something that we were gaining to help us succeed or grow in some way, instead of perpetually feeling victimized by the circumstances that we seem to come up against and face. Like, there's a major universal cosmic energetic push right now trying to help us reframe that, heal from that, overcome that. And that might also be something that is sort of flooding out of us, or we find ourselves like coming to a point of moving on from various places and ways that we've been victimized, and the impact perhaps, again, that it's had on our heart or on our self-perception or on our beliefs also for what was possible for us. So as universe is trying to awaken us to our own light, to our own truth, to our own potential, also the north node in the sign of Taurus, while we have the south node in the sign of Scorpio, this is about detaching from anything toxic, anything, you know, that we've been psychologically enmeshed with or attached to out of fear or a sense of internalized lack, rediscovering the truth of what we really have inside, our resources, our potential, our talents, our gifts, our abilities, our passions, and igniting those, moving towards those, because universe right now wants to bring us through a process of self-actualization to help us adjust our frequencies to these incoming Aquarian energies, because that is what creates the bridge, and that is what loosens the ties again, we're talking about moving on from the past. This is happening individually on a microcosm level in terms of what we're personally moving on from in our lives. But as a result of that, it's also more represented on this collective level as us coming to the point in time where we're sort of cutting the cords with the past paradigm and becoming the energetic bridge that is moving us into this age of Aquarius. So it's important work that we're doing this week, you guys, in terms of what it is that we're releasing, what it is we're letting go of, what it is that we're transcending out of, what it is that we're overcoming, what it is that we're transmuting and alchemizing within us, the reframes mentally and emotionally that are also going on with this energy, the discoveries that we're making internally about, you know, who we really are and what really feels good to us on a soul level, and, you know, what we can do to rearrange or adjust aspects of our lives in order to live a life that is in alignment with allowing that feeling or that experience or that discovery within us to be cultivated and to thrive and to make its expression known in this world. As that's another feature of this energy right now that I've been talking about. Universe is really seeking over the course of this summer with all of this ignited Leo energy, Venus retrograding through Leo in the North Node still in the sign of Taurus, Jupiter in the sign of Taurus, ruled by Venus, who is in the sign of Leo. Universe is seeking creative expression through the consciousness and through the actual material manifestation of man, of humans, of mankind, you know, of us in a much more, I feel like, expansive and palpable way. Divine inspiration is really very potent this summer, and creating in any way, you know, even if we perceive ourselves as someone who's never been a creative person, like finding ways to create, finding little, you know, even if it's just like one of those like adult coloring books or something, or, you know, just picking up painting, or like doing something with music or something, you know, just anything like that. Any way that we can sort of stir the creative impulse or the artistic impulse or the impulse to like generate from within externally, it could have just like a very therapeutic effect or come to be like of more enjoyment or more benefit in some way, or even like healing in some way than we may have ever imagined or like thought or anticipated. So any way that we can be artistically or creatively expressive, you know, now and throughout the course of the summer, it's gonna benefit us in some capacity on some level. So, you know, it's all coming out. Like I was saying originally, I meant to say the position of the South Node right now, which of course is in this Grand Trine, which is being brought to us. If I haven't said it, I don't know if I've said it or not. We have the Sun and Mercury together coming into a conjunction in the early degrees of Cancer. We have Saturn, of course, retrograde Pisces, and we have the South Node moon coming into alignment in early Scorpio. And then also the moon is going to move on, form an opposition to Jupiter, and this is expanded emotions as well. So, you know, it is maintaining this optimism though. It is maintaining this hope. Jupiter is still in a loose conjunction to the North Node. This is hope for the future despite what it is that we're having to leave in the past. So in a nutshell, that's what it is. That's what we're dealing with in the energy as it's coming through on Wednesday, which would be today. It's all coming out, like I said, seeking to we also have Venus and the black moon coming into exact conjunction as well in the sign of Leo, 20 degrees of Leo, in also an exact trine to Chiron and Aries. Venus and the black moon coming together. This is both sides of the feminine coming into alignment. This is inherently going to make us sort of cast out anything or reevaluate anything, specifically relationship or, you know, value, priority, desire oriented, that is interfering with our own sense of internalized balance, internalized harmony, internalized peace. So we are seeking to rebalance ourselves internally when we have Venus and the black moon coming together. And it also helps us to sort of embrace and integrate our shadow side issues and have like a greater ability to deal, release, and heal from them, while especially we have the trine to Chiron going on simultaneously as this energy again seeks to create a more internalized sense of harmony, balance, and beauty. This could also be bringing some new people, some new opportunities, some new relationships to us, and like I said, just a generalized, maybe like internalized need to maybe like really reconsider what we have going on in the various dimensions of our lives, but specifically in regards to relationships, values, preferences, and desires. And again, with this huge releasing energy of Saturn also, like this could be like finally coming to the end of some like relationship or situation that's been persisting for a long period of time that hasn't been good for us, finally coming to a point within ourselves that we're just not willing to engage in that anymore and deciding to like walk away, close the door, you know, withdraw our energy, like cut our focus or like an energetic cord from a situation, just deciding, you know, it's not worth my time and energy anymore. I would rather put that into cultivating and growing these positive feelings within myself than constantly dealing with these negative feelings or whatever associated with whatever attachment or enmeshment or situation that's going on with others. This is this extremely healing energy. It's an extremely intuitive energy. This is a very good energy to really be like following our gut, paying attention to any like intuitive hunches that do come to you. Very, very emotional. Like I've said, this is also a feminine and receptive energy with all of this water and Venus and the black moon coming together. Receive and embrace the cleansing, healing, purification of the old emotional, psychic, and heart-centered wounds that perhaps we've been struggling with for a long time. We could finally, like I said, be letting them go. This is also energy through this process that is helping us to reframe our emotional connection to the past attachments, past fears in a way that is also nourishing to our heart and to our soul. The heart and the soul are really like the name of the game today, and especially in the context, again, of what we need to feel nourished and what we need to feel sort of like safe and secure and whole. Safety and security could also be major themes that are kind of like underlying whatever emotions are coming out in this energy as well, because we are dealing with the Cancer energy, especially with Mercury there too. There's a strong mental focus on our safety, on our security, on what we need, like I said, to feel taken care of, to feel loved, to feel nurtured, or, you know, how we can do that better for ourselves. In the trine to Saturn retrograde, like what has been blocking us from that, what has been holding us back, what has not been in alignment or has not been working properly, that has been keeping us maybe like with the South Node there as well, like attached to situations that are not good for us. Now we can make these, now we can, you know, find the solutions. We can solve the problems. We can fix what hasn't been working. But with a trine, facilitation, and water signs, this is a facilitated, assisted emotional release from whatever it is that we've been attached to that has not ultimately been working in our favor, or a true reflection, okay, of that which we actually hold inside, like of our true value. So what do we know? That's another thing with Mercury there. What do we now know that we need to release in order to heal? Like I said, solutions coming through, knowings coming through. We probably, though, are more so caught in our feelings today, because even the mental energy is feeling focused when we have Mercury in the sign of Cancer. So what we're talking about, Mercury, the messenger planet, our conversations, what we're, you know, focused on in terms of like the information and stuff, likely to be deep, likely to be emotional, especially with the trine going on to the moon and the South Node. Remember, the moon is ruling Mercury, the moon is ruling the sun. Whatever, you know, wherever planets are, whatever's going on with the ruler of the sign that those planets are in is important in terms of how the planets in that sign, their energy is expressing. So we're talking about Mercury, our mind, right? We're talking about the sun. This is like the life force energy as well. And then we're talking about the moon ruling those planets in the sign of Scorpio conjunct the South Node. This is definitely probably bringing to our attention that which we need to release and move on from, because it just hasn't been good for us, or it hasn't been working for us. It's been stealing our power. It's been keeping us trapped in a state of like our own, like caught in our own personal shadows and stuff like that. So caught in the feelings, probably more serious nature of things today as well, reflecting on the past, maybe past mistakes we've made, but also lessons learned. Remember, after the conjunction, the moon makes the conjunction to the South Node in Scorpio, the moon will then move into an opposition with Jupiter. So it's like, once we like come to the point where we're like, all right, I'm done, you know, like, and it may be, you know, it's not necessarily like the happiest vibes and the happiest feelings when we have all this emotional energy coming through and these like outpourings of emotion. People could be randomly just like bursting out in tears and stuff like that. But it's like whatever we release, like whatever we clear, whatever we purge, whatever's being purified or cleansed or healed within us, it's like once we go through that process, like right on its heels, there is this renewed optimism, this renewed hope, this renewed like internal belief that we can do it, like that we can move forward, like that we're going to be okay, that everything's going to be all right, and that, you know, we actually can trust, you know, in a higher power. We actually can have faith in the future. And there is this future oriented energy that is coming through, especially as we get through midday Wednesday, moving into Thursday. It's probably, our focus is probably slightly going to change from like dwelling in the past, right? Dwelling in this victimhood, or dwelling in these old emotions, or dwelling in this loss, or these old wounds that may be coming up. And again, sort of like just torrential downpours or spilling out from us. But once we get through that, the hope is going to be restored. Like we're going to believe that things are going to be okay, that we are being protected, that we are being supported, and that we are ready to move forward in some type of a way. And then the energy that we have coming through actually on Thursday is supportive of getting to work, moving towards the future, like working towards our goals. So I also wanted to say, before we move on and start talking about the energy for Thursday, the position of where Venus and the Black Moon are coming into an exact conjunction, that is happening at 20 degrees of the sign of Leo. That Sabian symbol is American Indians perform a ritual to the sun. And so again, like not only are they in the sign of Leo, about like unleashing the light and unleashing the life force and like the creative self-expression and stuff like that, but we have them at this specific degree again honoring the light, right? Performing a ritual to the sun, like trying to give thanks and give gratitude for this life force energy, acknowledging the light and the life force and that which enhances our vitality and our ability to grow. So, you know, the symbolism is very much supporting the aspects that are at play. And then Chiron in the trine, exact trine to Venus and the Black Moon in conjunction, that Sabian symbol is a young girl feeding birds in winter. And so there is an element of divine intervention seeking to bring us nourishment on that soul level, on that level of like our consciousness and our spirit as well, in terms of our mind, in terms of our heart, as this energy plays out this week. So, you know, with Jupiter coming into play later in the day, even if we do find ourselves caught in just some very strong, very big emotions, we should not lose hope, and we just need to keep the future focus and realize that perhaps the only thing holding us back right now from being able to experience, you know, a greater, much greater level of happiness and fulfillment in life might be our fears or our attachment to the things from the past that we know, you know, we need to let go of at this point in time. So, you know, very emotional energy, very likely on Wednesday, but as I said, moving into Thursday, things are going to switch a little bit, and we need to, people are probably going to be like, you know, taking some action to move things forward somehow. So moving into Thursday, we still have the moon in the sign of Scorpio, although the moon is now out of trine with the south node, with the sun and Mercury and Saturn in these water signs, but the moon will be forming in opposition to Uranus, and therefore also a square to the Leo planets, Venus, the Black Moon, Mars. So we've got that going on. And we also have the sun, as I mentioned, coming into an exact trine with Saturn in the water sign. So though we don't have this like very enhanced grand trine and water playing out as a result of the moon's placement in the early degrees of Scorpio, we do have Sun, Saturn in their exact trine and the energy on Thursday. Sun, Saturn, especially, you know, Saturn retrograde as well in an exact trine. This is like fantastic energy for fixing anything. So I actually like that this is sort of how energy is progressing moving from Wednesday into Thursday, because like whatever issues, whatever came up, like whatever was flooding out, like whatever, you know, we were just very in our feelings about, it's like we have the energy to like really take some like concrete, physical, logical, rational, proper action to resolve things or to readjust things or to fix things in some way. As I said, fantastic energy for anything that needs to be fixed, adjusted, reworked, especially with Saturn retrograde, with the moon in the opposition to Uranus, also in the square to those Leo planets on Thursday. This could be relationships that need to be fixed. This could be partnerships. This could be projects. This could be creative pursuits. This could also be our relationship to ourselves. This could be our relationship to like our ego as well, or any type of like creative projects or works or like artistic pursuits or anything like that. It could also be like literal repairs, like home repairs. That's another like major way that this energy could be operating. We could be like making readjustments, like rearranging furniture, like interior design, or there could be like things within the home that need to be fixed. Also like interpersonal dynamics within like family situations and stuff could find themselves coming under construction in this energy, restoring our faith too. There could be a crisis of faith that has sort of been playing out over this past couple days in this energy, and this is also energy coming through that could be like really opening our eyes to something, or just bringing an answer or helping us to reframe things in some type of way that is restoring our faith in a higher power, or even in ourselves and our like potential and capabilities, as well as this particular energy comes through on Thursday. There could be a desire to do something fun, do something spontaneous, sort of like throw caution to the wind. And it's interesting, like on one hand, you know, the Sun trine Saturn, this is like a great respect for authority, and this is like staying in line and benefiting from that. This is like rules and laws being of benefit to like whatever we have going on. But with the moon in the opposition to Uranus and the square to Venus and Mars and Leo, this is also like total rebel, rule-breaking energy. Like I said, like throwing caution to the wind, like just like doing something spontaneous and fun, like cutting loose. So we want to feel unrestrained, we want to feel uninhibited, we want to feel alive, but simultaneously we may also be really like working hard on something or really focused on something. This could also be sort of like neglecting maybe like duties, obligations, and responsibilities so that we can like work and engage really like specifically on some type of like creative task or creative goal or creative project or something that we're working on. It's kind of like just wanting to not feel like we have to do it, but yet like still wanting to do it sort of anyways, like not feeling like we have to do the work, but some part of us like kind of still like wants to do the work. So that's kind of a strange dichotomy of energies that we have going on. It'll be interesting to see how that combination plays out. But overall, great for putting focused energy into pursuing passions, manifesting our goals or our dreams, or engaging again like in these artistic or creative endeavors of any kind, making changes, making adjustments to these things to make them better. Also things related to the home, things related to family, very supportive. And we are still in some strong emotional energy. It could still be about the past. I mean, we do, you know, Sun and Saturn retrograde in Pisces, Cancer. This is an emotionally kind of heavy, okay, like a more heavy emotional energy regarding things from the past, but it's like we're ready to get to work. We are focused on what changes need to be made now and what we need to build or rebuild or create or recreate to kind of like make ourselves happy again, to like release this burden and to help restore just a sense of greater internalized peace and harmony and like kind of like fulfillment and inner joy in our lives. So that's what the energy is coming through as I feel like as we close out this this month of June. Like I said, like I cannot believe the month of June is over. I feel like it has absolutely just totally flown by, and we are ending in this energy that is really trying to bring us some significant healing through what we are finally moving on from. And through what we were embracing as well. Remember, this is all water energy. This is all trine energy. It's a very feminine energy. Even though there's masculine planets involved, you know? We need to receive whatever healing is coming right now. We need to not suppress or repress emotions. We need to not like, you know, block off our feelings. that's not gonna help us in this energy. We need to sort of go with the flow of things. We need to allow ourselves to release. We need to surrender to, you know, the feelings that are coming up within us now. And we need to understand that, you know, once we go through this process, like, this will pass. We're gonna be feeling a lot better and ready to make some constructive, positive changes over this next couple of days. So that's what we've got to say in terms of the astrology today. The tarot cards, you guys, are literally like speaking the same story. We've got the 8 of Cups coming out. We've got the 7 of Wands coming out. And then we've got the 4 of Swords with the 4 of Wands on the back of the deck. This is like, I mean, it is literally saying, like, it's time to walk away on an emotional level from that which we have been like fighting against or fighting for, or that has been just like creating conflict or creating inner conflict, or has seemed like something that we, like a battle that we can never win. We are seeking inner peace. We are seeking inner balance. We are with the Black Moon and Venus coming together. We're ready to detach emotionally that has from whatever has been keeping us from being able to sustain the level of like internalized harmony that we feel we need right now in order to be happy. We also have, you know, 2 4 cards coming through today. That's like balance being indicated, like balance within like our home life, like the 4 of Swords. Also, like, this is a mental balance, like I need to balance the mental energy. And we're starting off with the 8 of Cups followed by the 7 of Wands. You know, we have to like resist the temptation to give in to, you know, anything that would try to maybe persuade us off the path of release right now. This is when we are realizing, you know, that is not filling me up anymore. Whatever emotional connection or situation or relationship or whatever that is coming to the forefront, you know, of my experience right now, like, I'm realizing this has not been doing it for me. Like, I'm never going to get what I truly want out of this situation. And it's causing me, you know, more conflict than it is peace. And in order to get that peace, to get that balance, to get that internalized harmony, which can lead me to this much greater state of like fulfillment and, you know, just generalized happiness, balance, peace in all other aspects and dynamics of my life. 8 of Cups. 8 of Cups is the card of the day, you guys. It is time to release and move on from things on an emotional level that have been disrupting our peace. So that's what we've got to say today in terms of the tarot message as it's coming through. We're going to grab one more card. These cards are called Synchronicity cards. They are by Janice Shellman, and they are just pieces of advice from the divine to help us as we are navigating whatever energies are coming through. So let's see if we can get some guidance for today in the midst of this 8 of Cups. Release the past. You know, oh, there we go. So it says persist. Because of his persistence, ask and it will be given to you, seek and you will find, knock and it will be opened to you. Luke 11:8-9. Nothing is too large or too small, and your persistence in believing in God's ability to provide whatever it is you seek will bring you to your goal. Persistence, waiting, patience, and never failing faith will lead you to your goal. So that is the advice, that is the guidance as we are going through the energy through this week, heading towards the weekend, closing out this month of June. We need to persist towards our goals. We need to keep our future focused. We need to keep our eye on the prize and our mind trained on what we're growing into, what we're becoming, you know, the foundations that we are laying now, and what we need to release, let go of, move on from in order to get there. And we need to do it with persistence. So that's what I have to say today, you guys. Message from the stars, message from the cards. Hope you guys liked it. If you did like it, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, you guys. Share it with your friends if you think they would find this kind of content interesting as well. Leave me comments, you guys. I'm so grateful for your comments. I really sincerely appreciate, you know, knowing how these energies are affecting you guys, what you guys have going on in relation to the energies as I'm talking about them. Thank you guys so much for your presence here. It really means a lot to me. And if you are having experiences that line up with what I'm talking about in this energy, please let me know in the comment section below. I also have a Facebook page, a Facebook group, and an Instagram. I post this whiteboard in my Facebook group if you are interested in seeing everything in more detail that is on that. That's where you can find that. And I will be back, you guys. My next video out will be the July overview. I'm going to put that out, I believe, on it'll probably be Friday night. The Friday is the 30th, so I think that at midnight on Friday night, Saturday morning, Eastern time, that is when my next new video will go out, the July overview. So come back for that, you guys. You definitely don't want to miss it. I will be here. You should be here too, and I will see you then. Have a beautiful next couple days, you guys, and until next time, bye.